Hey folks, Killman here, Killman! Your service. How are you all? Hope you're doing very, very well. Today is a Friday, which as regular viewers will know, is a Freedom Friday for me. That means party, party, party. Well, it did do, pre-COVID restrictions and all that kind of bullshittery. But fear not, Kiltman has a contingency plan. Kiltman has been out, Kiltman will be out shortly. But that is not the point of this video. Sometimes, I am in a huge one-man army kind of like fight back, retaliation, I am special forces, I will take on the world kind of mood. And I am today. I don't know why, just that. Sometimes I just wake up like that. And it's popcorn, it's propaganda, it's saber rattling, it's jingoistic, it's complete and utter preposterous bullshit. But man, I love Olympus Has Fallen, starring Gerard Butler as, Secret Service presidential bodyguard Mike Banning. Fucking awesome. This film kicks ass in so many ways. Yes, it's got poor CGI. Yes, it's completely stereotypical. It's utterly ludicrous in every single dimension. But shit, man, is it fun. And it's good enough that it spawned 2 sequels. I personally love London Has Fallen, the immediate sequel. I am not the biggest fan of the final movie in the trilogy, which is Angel Has Fallen. But, you could hear clattering there. That's the husky dog thundering down the stairs. But and what I'm going to do, I'm going to reevaluate Angel Has Fallen because I reviewed it on the channel when it first came out and I wasn't hugely enamoured with it. I thought it was a watered down version. But, I'm going to watch it again and give it a proper, it's proper day in court. Because, I just love the character. He's so fucking, in your face. He's so completely, no matter who he's going up against, he will insult the hell out of them. And in the first movie, Olympus Has Fallen, he is purely, it's Die Hard. It's Die Hard in the White House. And yeah, it came out the same time as White House Down. No, Olympus Has Fallen and White House Down. The Channing Tatum one, which was with Jamie Foxx as the president, and it was like a Boy Scout version. It was totally tepid and insipid. I didn't like it as much, or in fact at all. But Olympus Has Fallen was the one for me. But anyway, the point of this video is to describe and play for you the thunderously great music by Trevor Morris for where they take down the White House, where Olympus will fall, basically. The air assault and the ground attack. Now, Anton Fuqua, who made the movie, the director of the movie, a great action director, a great director of drama. He a lot of fans of his say he dropped the ball when he made Olympus Has Fallen because it is such a knee-jerk, popcorn, complete bollock-a-rama of a movie. Dead dumbed down. Well, yeah, it is. I'm not going to argue with any of that. But it's such good fun. But and great, rousing, violent entertainment. We all love the one-man hero, the one-man army. Fucking hell, if you're watching my channel, you damn well do, because otherwise you wouldn't be here. But Anton Fuqua did say that he approached the Department of Defense, the CIA, and the Secret Service to say, how would anyone take down the White House? And they pretty much said it would take an air assault and a ground attack. Basically an army. You've got to bring in an air assault to take down all defences and then send in a ground army to do it. They make you do it. The film, but then again, that's what he says that they said. And it would take that, quite clearly, a 2-pronged attack. Unless, like, in the great 1960s movie, Battle Beneath the Ground, where Japanese have tunneled all the way from Japan, all the way under the oceans, and come up in, LA, and they hear, like, tunneling beneath. And it's basically, they're building these huge tunnels, and all their armies are pouring through. And you have a battle beneath the air. I'm sure it's called that. And dead cheesy, but it's kind of like a what if sort of movie. And this film is kind of what if an army took down the White House. So it's North Koreans who are, of course, the big enemies, who aren't carrying a virus. They're not under the acronym of COVID-19. They are a genuine, force to be reckoned with. Millions strong as well. So if that army ever did stomp across, the White House lawn, fuck me, they would do some damage. But anyway, Trevor Morris does the score for that salvo, which brings in the C-130, comes in, piloted by North Koreans, and its job is to enter Washington airspace and take down all the security and just cause complete bedlam. And it ends up crashing, on they take it down, it ends up crashing. Big flaming, what have you. And Mike Banning, who was the Aaron Eckhart, who plays the president, he was, the awesome, bodyguard. But of course, a sort of, a pre-credit sequence, well, it's not pre-credits, I don't think, where the president's wife is killed in a big horrible accident, and he takes the blame and he leaves and takes a job working in, where's he going to work? Is it somewhere in like the job centre or somewhere? McDonald's. But either way, he's sitting there in Washington DC with a little stress ball and he's bouncing that around, and he's not happy. And then this C-130 has broken, airspace and comes flying through the city and then unloads its fucking firepower on everybody down below, strafes the White House, jets come in and try and take it down, but it takes them down, and it's just wonderful stuff. It's wonderfully OTT stuff. Massive explosions, and Mike Banning realises, shit, but that's still my president, my mate who's in there. And of course, whatever job he's doing, he's still got a fucking sidearm on him, and he runs out into the streets. Get down! Get the fuck down! It's everywhere. Get the fuck down! And he can't hide that Scottish brogue of his. No matter how he tries, even when he played King Leonidas, King of Sparta in 300, he was still purely, Scottish. Scottish! And I fucking love him anyway. But, and then when the C-130's gone down and crashed and burned, they think it's all over. Oh no. Then suicide bombers take out the gates and the fence, and then an entire ground army storm into the front gardens of the White House and wipe out literally all the Secret Service agents there and all the police, and the army are still 5 minutes away. In reality, that's bollocks, because the army's fucking there already. So any ground force will meet huge retaliation right away. Any C-130 or any plane flying within I don't know what the distance is, but it's a hell of a lot, unauthorized, and then encroaches after the first warning, will be taken out way before this thing does. So when Anton Fuqua, the director, says this is the only way it can happen, well, it is, but to be honest, it still wouldn't happen like this, because that plane would have been taken down way out, even with collateral damage where it crashed and burned. Doesn't matter, it'd be taken out. And Secret Service and CIA operatives are not going to pour out the front doors of the White House to greet this oncoming army. They're going to batten down the hatches. They're going to massively fortify and hold. And the army are pretty much not 5 minutes out. They're there already. So it'd be very hard to take it down. But for popcorn entertainment, it is an absolute thunderblast adrenaline kick. So stop talking, Kiltman, and play the fucking music that Trevor Morris, who does the score for the TV show Vikings as well, which is brilliant. But here we go. This is Air Attack. It's modern scoring. So we're talking orchestra with a lot of electronics in there as well. And it also embraces the kind of thing from the Bourne movies, which Powell composed for. So, C-130's coming in, unauthorised. Mike Banning sitting in his office. Stress bored, desk job. To be honest, it incorporates that sense of urgency and peril, size and grandeur. A C-130 is a huge fucking vehicle in the sky. And even though it wouldn't have happened this way, but it's great cinema when the two American jets come in, like, you know, turn around, or people will be forced to shoot you down, or it's like, and then they ignore it, just deadpan. And they fire rockets at the they get taken out by machine gun fire from the C-130. One jet gets blown up, one guy bails, and his plane goes into, suburbia, more collateral damage. So then, like, another jet will take off, and he's still minutes away. C-130 flies through, downtown Washington, and then begins to unload on everybody down below. Suddenly, cops in the streets are firing up. People are going like, you can't shoot at a plane. Of course you can fucking shoot at a plane. If it's low enough and your bullet's going to hit it, you could do some damage, you could take it down, and their job would be to take it down. If you're armed on the street and this thing is firing at you, yeah, A, take cover, but B, fucking fight back. Bang, 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 bang. You're going to do it. Of course you're going to do it. So Mike Banning starts running. Get down, get the fuck down. This is where it flies past like a high-rise restaurant, and it just banks and glides by the windows, and they're like that. Don't forget, this is post 9/11, so the whole thing about planes in the sky and buildings. Gonna shit yourself, good style. Because Mike's now like, fuck. That's my mate in that building over there. People are getting shot to bits. An attack jet is launched by a bogey in sight. But of course, they deploy, diversionary tactics, which are like flares and little mini missiles which explode 40-50 yards out from the plane, which will distract any missile coming in, take that out, saving the plane. Is it full of whiskey? Only I know. No, it's not, it's tea. I'm on duty, you see. Watching for planes running ahead. And inscrutable North Korean faces on the assault. Listen to this, it's dynamic, it's great music. It's modern action scoring, which a lot of people don't like. I know, I understand that. You're not getting the Jerry Goldsmith, John Williams approach. But it's pulsating, it's pounding. People are dying everywhere here. This plane will get taken out. Boom. One missile will get through its defensive tactics, and it will crash and burn, tumbling down on the South Lawn. Is it the South Lawn? The White House? It's been a while since I've been there. The last time I protected it. The percussion, a lot of it synth, a lot of it genuine. Horns, brass. There's like a subdued, forlorn fanfare. Listen. Boomski, you know. Robert Forster plays General Clegg. So in the Pentagon, you know, crisis room, and obviously you've got what's his name, Morgan Freeman playing the vice president, who will become the president in the final movie, Angel Has Fallen. But and he's just there to lend that voice, that kind of, you know, grandeur, that epic quality to this drama. But when Robert Forster, sadly now deceased, goes in there, officer on deck, you know, he comes in like, what's happening then, you know, General Clegg, and he's okay, we've got a C-130 crashed and burned on the South Lawn, we've got a raging gun battle on the North Lawn. He just goes, you fucking shitting me. You've got all the presidential aides and all the Senate and all there, everyone's there, you know, all these big wigs of defence. He goes, you fucking shitting me. And he plays the typical, you know, top brass knobshine. Send in the SEALs, we've got the toughest guys on the planet. And they fail, obviously, much later on. In a tumble of terrible CGI. But still a great sequence though. So everyone's now in stunned reverie. There's wreckage everywhere, there's bodies everywhere. And everyone's like just outside the White House, the fence, the gates. What's going to happen next? Like Banning spots these two Korean guys walking up, and they clearly got like armament and detonators on them. He goes, get down, get the fuck down. Boom! He gets blown through the air. Listen to this. This sequence is one of the most terrifying I've seen in modern action cinema. It's a relentless, almost tribalistic approach. Rises, as more and more people suddenly, they've got arms and they've blown a hole in the perimeter and they move in as an army. Just relentless. And this sort of tribal tabla. Of course, Banning's in there. All the Secret Service pouring out the front doors. In the most ludicrous scene, but it's also terrifying watching them get taken down. Banning has to run in there, and he's just got his sidearm. Like, he's in a fucking suit, for God's sake. And he's running alongside these guys. He's pinging him, you know, from the flank. Bang, bang. The police, the security send one of the attack dogs, takes a guy down. He's going for his groin. The dog gets shot. But I like the fact that the guy that shoots the dog gets shot by another policeman. Bang! So he goes down. Like, they have a female North Korean sniper with a spotter who lines up, and her spotter like lines up like a load of police heads, and she just goes choo 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 and takes out a load of like coppers' heads. Boom, boom, boom. Banning gets there. He leans out from beside a tree. Bang! And in slow motion, the bullet goes through her head. A baseball cap flies off, and down she goes. And you go, fucking yes. Yes, you do. More and more of these guys are getting shot and shoot to bits with fully auto fire. These big trucks thunder down the street. Great big fucking reinforced, you know, I don't know, industrial dumper trucks with like fucking shovels on the front. Smash through all the police cars that are there, swing around, and then blow the suspension out, blow the wheels out, so they drop, so they become huge gun platforms. Fucking slide doors come out, 50 cals are on there, taking out all the cops in a huge arc. Another one fires at the front door, the White House, taking out all. These guys are just running into, like, you know, a complete wall of lead and getting shot to shreds. So the stakes are rising. the aggressors have got far more firepower. They're outnumbering and they're defeating the good guys. So it's escalating all the time. Banning can see this. Shit, get inside. Grabs a wounded Secret Service guard. He's trying to drag him back through. They get behind the balcony palisade. RPG! He sees that's coming. Listen to this. For an action cue, it's quite unusual because there's not like any major flourishes, rises and falls. Typical Goldsmithian flourishes. It's just relentless. Builds and builds. Hypnotic, isn't it? But wonderful at the same time. See, the brass and the horns will come in for this sort of forlorn figure, which denotes the massacre of the good guys, the Americans. Stars and bars, troops, pledge allegiance. This treble thing. So it's only a handful left, and the battle will then Banning and his mate, played by Cole Hauser, the great Cole Hauser. Oh no, he gets shot later on. Sorry, he will drag somebody else in who gets chewed to bits with machine gun fire, and he will get away and get up the stairs, and then these horrible, stereotypical bastard North Koreans will come in, and they'll just pick up anyone who's lying there, and just put a bullet in the head. They could be groaning, half dead, bang for the head, and you're just like, it's such a stunning sequence of uber violence and a massive impact of what they've actually done, and you've witnessed it. And even though it's preposterous action, if you were invested in the movie and the excitement of it all, you're like that. Oh my God, they've done it! One man, and then you have a horrible last stand of the Secret Service inside the White House. Just a cluster of them in the corridors, shooting around the corners, getting chewed to bits. And that's where the great Cole Hauser, B-movie superstar from the 80s, Cole Hauser, he will be the guy that actually calls it in. Olympus has fallen. Olympus has fallen. And he has a little shoot from behind the dead body of a comrade. North Korean coming style. Thinks he's dead. Turns around. Fuck you! Boot! Kicks him. Fucking shoots him. Another guy comes up. Blurs him away. And then you've got like a little cluster of 4 left in the command room, covering all the doors, but they get in there. They kill them as well. See how you've got sort of synth sampled voices, a choral element, harking this last stand. Of course, North Koreans are bringing in this amazing prototype secret weapon, which they're going to erect, and it can rise up onto the roof and take down all the Navy SEAL attack helicopters later on. Rick Yoon plays Kang, the horrifically nasty leader of this North Korean contingent, posing as a South Korean aide. That's just why they're in there in the first place. That's how they get into the president's bunker, way below the stop. It's a very, very violent film, and what's her name? Melissa Leto. She plays the Secretary of State, Ruth, and they beat her up. And it's like, oh my God, because they want the codes to all the missile sites. This is the last stand. And President Aaron Eckhart is saying, Ruth, just give him the code, give him the code. She's like, no, Mr. President. She's been battered. It's horrible. It's like, it's a direct order. You give him the code because I'll never get mine. You have to kill me first. I mean, you've got to hate these bad guys. Rick Yoon was also the bad guy in Die Another Day. That wretched, bloody swan song for Brosnan as Bond. Fucking awful movie. And of course you've got Dylan McDermott, the great Dylan McDermott, who plays the inside man, ex-Secret Service. But he's got these guys in, and he's got a thing about the presidency. He wants to take him down. It's personal, and it's, you've seen the film, and if you haven't, you should do. I've spoiled nothing because this is the opening salvo. This is the opening act. It. Then you'll get this forlorn motif now for the bullet-riddled stars and bars, the flag flutter. Then they take it down from the mast and just fling it over the parapet and let it flutter down amid all the flames and the wreckage, because they've took over, they've won, they've got the White House. Olympus has indeed fallen. This track now should be the flag fluttering down. Which, of course, if you're like a complete and utter patriot, it's like, oh no! You'd be sitting there, sharpening your Rambo knife, clicking rounds into the magazine. Forlorn trumpet. Trevor Morris does some really wonderful scores, and he scored this and London Has Fallen, and I'm pretty certain I've done a video on the score from London Has Fallen. I reviewed the movie, I'm pretty certain I did that, but I did discuss the music for that, which is just as good, but it's actually more dynamic, it's even more exciting, there's more of an adrenaline punch, so his action motifs from that movie. But Trevor Morris did not score the final movie, which is I've forgotten the guy's name now. David Barclay. Hold on. I can do this. David Buckley. And it's not bad. It's a very different style to what Trevor Morris did. So it doesn't lose that voice, that musical signature from Mike Banning, super agent, ex-Ranger. And of course, because of his bravery and his one-man stand against all these badasses, he will then get his job back, in the Secret Service, and be the presidential bodyguard once again, the place he likes to be, to take a bullet for somebody else. Oh, here you go. This is nice too. This is the kind of like the stealth element. Like Banning is now inside. He knows all of the ins and outs of the White House. He can go and get some equipment. He knows where stuff's hidden away. He knows all the codes. He can get into the security systems. He can hide in the walls. So you've got a lot of scenes of him using stealth, being covert, moving around, taking out various bad guys as well. Folks, I fucking love this movie. This is great. London Has Fallen is a great. I love it to bits. Great opening, great finale. There's a middle section where it could have been better. It just seems to lose a bit of steam and doesn't really exploit where it is. A lot of action takes place in just like little side streets and a building. This is London, for God's sake. You've got a bigger canvas to play with. But they used all their CG explosions in the opening, and then, huge battle at the end. And then Angel Has Fallen gives the whole... It reverts back. Well, we lost the White House, that fell. London fell. Well, now, what else can fall? The moon could fall. No, we'll have Angel Has Fallen. Angel is Mike Banning, the presidential bodyguard. So they set him up for it, which is it just doesn't work, I don't think, anywhere near as well, because no one's going to believe it. After what he's done in these two movies, why is he going to be the bad guy? Don't work, folks. And too much comedy in it as well. Anyway, folks, there you go. That was a whistle-stop, very explosive tour through that opening air attack ground assault for Olympus Has Fallen. I have been and always shall be Kiltman. You guys, take it easy. Watch the skies. I'm going to see you later. You know, wherever you guys are from, Fuckheadistan or wherever.